Originally, this was going to be a 2-part Toronto vlog series focusing on all the coffee shops and bakeries I visited, but it was so cold that I found myself with a violent hankering for something warm to keep myself from freezing up. I found sanctuary in hot noodle soups and kept going back for more throughout my trip. As such, here's the third and final Toronto vlog of all the noodle soups I had across the city. Let's get started. Landing in Toronto, one of the first meals I had was at Raku, a Japanese udon restaurant. I've been to the one in New York before and loved it, so I was curious to see how the one in Toronto compares. To kick things off, I got a lemon highball, my favorite drink at any Japanese restaurant. Cold, refreshing, and perfect to balance the incoming hot and steamy udon. But first, some ankimo, which is monkfish liver topped with green onion and grated radish sitting in a pool of ponzu sauce. It's nicknamed the foie gras of the sea, which is apt considering how creamy and rich it tastes. There's plenty of ponzu sauce left over, which I didn't know what to do with it. Ponzu shots, anyone? For my udon, I got the gyunan, which came in a huge bowl you could wash your face in and get a free steam facial. I usually stay away from ordering udon because the noodles can get too mushy, but these were chewy and springy even as they soaked in the broth. My favorite part is the little handle at the ends proving that they were house-made. With the noodles were slices of Canadian prime beef. You could tell it was Canadian because it kept apologizing while I ate it. What's kind of interesting is the green onion cut in 2 different styles in the bowl. My guess is that the larger slices are for eating directly, and the small circular ones infiltrate each spoonful of broth to give it some bite. Towards the end, I tried playing chemist with the broth and added some of the ankimo ponzu sauce in. Yep, that was not the move. I should stay out of the kitchen. After the meal, they give you a frozen grape, which is a nice sweet touch, and a gentle reminder of the freezing cold weather as you step back outside. Next up, some pho. This is Pho Anh Vu on Yonge Street in the Church Wellesley neighborhood. This is a bowl of the special combination pho, with a garden of cilantro, onion, and scallion. Hiding underneath that field is cow of various parts and forms. First is a generous portion of thinly sliced and slightly fatty flank. I think I need to study up on my beef cuts. Next, pieces of tripe that camouflage itself with the noodles. Tendons are my favorite because of the gelatinous texture, and here's quartered up beef meatballs. My palate for broth is admittedly still a tad obtuse, but this checked all the boxes of warm and comforting. The noodles were slightly wider than what I was accustomed to. Most rice noodles I've seen are more linguine-esque in their width, but these were starting to lean towards fettuccine widths. Being the ambitious, overzealous person I am, I ordered a large bowl but severely underestimated how large it would actually be. I'm not going to show the final result because I'm a little embarrassed by how much still were made, but rest assured I had plenty of leftovers for later.
I sometimes try for too much and throw things, but just to do it so much more confident, which is not really I don't love it. I can't love it. Oh well.
The reacher books, I was like,
Noodle number 3 is at Pai, a northern Thai restaurant. I actually wanted to come the night before, but the line was bonkers. I came back the next day and thankfully there was no wait. Clearly this place was inspired by the Beatles because it was a long and winding road to get seated. After traveling on horseback for 2 days, hopping on a steamboat, and stopping to change currency, I finally got to my table. As a solo diner, I was banished into the back corner to fade into the annals of history, but I will say it was fun to look down upon the dining room as if I was royalty. I got a bowl of the khao soi, egg noodles and a golden coconut curry with chunks of braised beef. It's topped with crispy noodles, green onion, micro coriander, and came with a side of pickled mustard and shallots that I may or may not have forgotten about. They were surprisingly generous with the amount of braised beef. My favorite part were the pieces with extra collagen interwoven into the meat, which made it more tender and gelatinous. After a squeeze of lime, it was time to get to work. I like the slight scraggliness of the noodles, and it went well with the curry soup. I prefer my noodles on the chewier side, but these were more soft, but not mushy. The curry soup itself was good, but pretty sweet. Honestly, I think they're probably catered to a more Americanized palate. Chilling off to the side of the tub were some crispy noodles as a showy garnish. It was fun to shatter and break it apart to add some texture to the bowl. As with any soup-based noodle, you gotta go trawling for any remnant pieces of noodle, like looking for bonus fries at the bottom of the bag. Unfortunately, I overfished the noodles and came up short, so I took it as a sign to head out. No noodle soup list would be complete without ramen, so let's head inside to Ramen Isshin. To me, the quintessential appetizer for ramen is karaage, juicy hunks of fried chicken dipped in Kewpie mayo. Just look at how it sparkles. This is the white sesame shio ramen, with tendrils of heat emanating from the bowl like it's forming aura. It came with a side of sesame in a mortar and pestle. I'm always a fan of interactive meals, so after giving the sesame a good pounding, in it went to the bowl. The chashu was sliced in thin strips like bacon and delicious. Ramen is one of those foods where you appreciate the texture of the noodles and flavor of the broth once in the beginning. Then, it's just a mad dash to finish it as quickly as possible before anything gets mushy or cold. Most of the pleasure of eating ramen is not thanking and just slurping your way to the end. After acquiring new battle scars on my mouth from being scratched by the karaage and burned by the soup, it's time to go back and sleep off the food. It's the final noodle stop of the trip, and we're at Myeongdong Gyoza Kalguksu for Korean noodles. I've actually never had Kalguksu before, so I was excited to give this a try. I'm a big believer of seafood pancakes at Korean restaurants, but this was my first time seeing minari jeon, or a watercress pancake, on the menu, so I had to get it. Seeing how I've been eating this trip, I thought it was important to get some greens in my diet, and what better way than to batter and fry it to kingdom come. After this trip, I probably need to cancel my plans for the next couple months and get very familiar with the treadmill. I got a bowl of the kalmandu-guk, a mix of the knife-cut noodles and pork dumplings. First things first, gotta do a quick broth inspection. Approved. Next in line are the dumplings, each of which had more wrinkles present than my brain. It's fun to see how different cultures have their own unique style of wrapping dumplings. This was dense, hearty, and filling. Finally, it's the noodles. A quick boot scoot and boogie to loosen them up, then it's off to the races with the noodle pull. Given how uniform the noodles were in the texture, I wouldn't be surprised if these were store-bought or machine-made. But my favorite part of the bowl had to be the broth, especially after adding this secret sauce off to the side. Toss in some kimchi for good measure, and it's like the flavor profile went from 2D to 3D, from black and white to color vision. Sometimes I still get nervous eating alone at restaurants, but with such a soul-warming bowl of soup, it's impossible to feel anxious for too long. You just get lost in the broth, and it's a comforting time while you're here. Ooh, piece of candy. Throughout this trip, I loved getting to explore all the different noodle soups from various cuisines and cultures. There's not a huge selection of Asian food or noodle soups where I live, so I tried to take full advantage while I was here. I have to admit, of all the videos in this series, this was by far the most painful one to edit, because seeing the bowls of noodles made me want to dive right back in. Thank you for joining me as I explored Toronto. This was my first time in the city and second time in Canada, and I loved finding all the great coffee shops, bakeries, and restaurants. We'll be back soon with more food and vlogs, but for now, peace out.